actions
become a threat
and destruction
for the survival
of our own planet. The world is changing. The world has never been the same. As these changes emerge quickly, the Earth is calling for help so desperately, calling for the attention of the society, calling for you miserably. It is no doubt that human beings are great contributors for these changes, but are these changes for the better? How can other life forms like animals cope up with these changes in such a short period of time? Some animals spend majority of their lives flying high in the sky, performing all their vital functions in the air, like eating, interacting, living, or even reproducing. For them, flying is essential to live. These animals are called aerial animals. Animals and other organisms are not the only ones who benefit so much from the air. In point of fact, us humans benefit from this too. An average person inhales about 16 kilograms of air in a day, which is why we need a clean source of air. The air can benefit us all by acting as a cushion. First, it helps maintain the temperature of our planet. Second, the layer in the atmosphere called ozone layer stops UV rays from reaching the Earth's surface. These rays can be harmful for living organisms on the planet. This sums up why the Earth must be monitored in order to ensure its quality, as well as control pollution levels to support life forms that are dependent on it.
Let us talk about one of the biogeochemical cycles, the oxygen cycle. Biogeochemical cycle is the process of moving of matter throughout the biotic and abiotic spheres of the ecosystem. Oxygen cycle is a biological process which helps in maintaining the level of oxygen through moving in the main spheres of the Earth. These are atmosphere, biosphere, and lithosphere.
Oxygen cycle starts with plants and photosynthesis. During the day, plants take energy from the sun, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil to make their food. Oxygen is released into the air as a byproduct of photosynthesis. All aerobic organisms use free oxygen for respiration. The oxygen released by plants is used by humans, animals, and other organisms for respiration and breathing. During respiration, organisms take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide into the air. Animals exhale carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere, which is again used by the plants during photosynthesis. Now, oxygen is balanced within the atmosphere. The oxygen cycle plays a significant role in decomposition, combustion, in supporting aquatic life, and most importantly, in breathing. But the question is, how safe is the air we breathe? Does the atmosphere reach an alarming rate? Are we humans becoming a threat to our own planet?
Humans' actions and presence had caused a lot of changes in our environment, which resulted into the alteration of our climate, air pollution, and the destruction of the natural habitat of the animals. Emissions from factories, cars, planes, or aerosol cans are man-made sources of pollution, or can be referred to as anthropogenic sources. Anthropogenic changes may also be an unrecognized or poorly understood side effect of human activity, as with the decreased biodiversity that accompanies increased urbanization, or with much of the pollution resulting from industrialization and the technological advances of the 20th century. Air pollution is caused by the presence of air pollutants in the air such as gases, particulates, and biological molecules. All pollutants are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings. Pollutants can also change the climate drastically, which is already happening in our planet.
So what are the causes of this air pollution? There are 5 most common causes of it. The first one is the burning of fossil fuels. Most of the air pollution takes place due to the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, gasoline to produce energy for electricity or transportation. The second common cause of air pollution is industrial emission. Industrial activities emit several pollutants in the air that affect the air quality more than we can even imagine. The third is transportation. There's no denying that vehicle pollution is the major contributor to air pollution, especially in urban cities. When the car burns gasoline, it emits pollutants in the air, which is as harmful as smoking 10 cigarettes a day. Open burning of garbage waste is the fourth common cause of air pollution. It is much more harmful to your health and the environment than one may think. The last one is agricultural activities. It has a serious impact on the decreasing air quality. Pesticides and fertilizers are the main sources to contaminate the surrounding air. After knowing the causes of air pollution, now it's time to learn about the epigenetic effects of air pollution. When a person breathes in high levels of particles, this can irritate the lungs and can cause breathing disorder. Once it enters our body, it may lead to inflammation throughout the body. The air pollution outside is linked with heart attacks, strokes, and cancers. However, breathing in fine particles is associated with epigenetic changes that increase the risk of disease. Epigenetic changes are alterations in the way genes are switched on and off without change in the DNA sequence. DNA methylation is the type of epigenetic change that is associated with air pollution. It is the attachment of methyl groups to DNA.
These are the following solutions to air pollution. Plant more trees as much as possible. Trees can reduce carbon dioxide in the air and they increase oxygen for human, animal, and other organisms. We should often use public transportation to reduce the mass number of private vehicles and emission of carbon dioxide. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. We can reduce by carrying paper bags, eco bags, and baskets to minimize the using of plastics. We can also recycle things that we don't need so that they can be reused again and again instead of throwing them away. Lastly, for short distances, use bicycle or go by walking.
According to the World Health Organization, 9 out of 10 people breathe air containing high levels of pollutants, which reveals that there is a death toll of 7 million people every year due to outdoor and household air pollution. Humans are responsible for the dangerously high level of pollution in many parts of the world. Not only this, but humans are also the ones responsible for different environmental pollutions. Although humans belong to Homo sapiens, which literally means wise men, yes, we are indeed smart. But I believe we are too smart for our own good, wherein we neglect the effects of these changes we made just for us to prioritize profit over purpose. Although a lot of opportunities and time are wasted when we have done nothing to help our planet, we can still fix this. We can still help the planet, we can still save the earth before it is too late. Only together we can make this goal a reality. I don't know about you, but I don't want to regret not doing anything to help our planet. I don't want to wake up one day thinking if we just solved all these problems together, surely we won't be stuck in the worst situation that could ever happen to this world. I don't want to be sorry for the future generations because we are too caught up for our own benefits. As stewards of nature, it is our duty to protect Mother Nature from those who refuse to do so. We must continue on making changes that are good for everyone and everything in this world. Yes, the world has never been the same. The world is constantly changing, and so should we.
After all, this is our only hope.